Hello and welcome to another uCast video presented by the Student Involvement and Internship Office at UW-Whitewater. Today we will be talking about some tricks and tips for Outlook. Pressing the little gear wheel in the top right corner, you can head to Options, which will lead you to My Account, which shows how much storage you have left. Often when you have a lot of emails stacked up, it'll fill up and you won't be allowed to send anymore. So it's important to kind of keep an eye on this. In the Options section, you're able to click on Settings on the left side over here, and you can create an email signature. This will show up at the bottom of every email that you send, and you're able to format it however you like, similar to any sort of text in any email. In this way, your emails will look a lot more professional, and you won't have to spend time signing off at the bottom of each and every one. As you can see, there it is at the bottom of any email draft you send. So now we'll get into some more mail tricks and tips. So for the purposes of this video, we'll be planning a surprise party for the student government clerk. A great tool you can use is inserting attachments and pictures in line. So something you're probably familiar with is attaching something, but you can also insert pictures in line to have them show up right inside of the email. We can also talk a little bit about CC and BCC. BCC, blind carbon copy, blind courtesy copy. This is for when you don't want the recipients entered in this area to have any knowledge of the other folks that the message is getting sent to. So when you have a long list of individuals you're sending an email to, this can be especially useful. So we have our recipients of the party right there. In another way, you can also send just your regular message to someone, and if you don't want the person receiving that message to see who else you copied in on the email, this can be useful as well. So this is me writing a little message to the clerk, kind of the coy for the surprise party, and so everyone else can see that that's what I am sending her, but she does not know that they're seeing that. So CC stands for courtesy copy or carbon copy, and it's can be used for something you're not addressing to someone, but you'd still like them to see it. So in this case, I'm sending an email to get a cake for the clerk's birthday party, and carbon copying or courtesy copying, CCing the people I feel like who should know that I contacted the person for cakes. Getting a little bit into email format, important to always have a greeting of some sort, hi, hello, greetings, an introduction to what you're going to talk about, a call to action, which is really important, so what do you hope the person responds with, and a salutation, along with a relevant subject line that will help the person stay organized. When typing up an email, it can be helpful to use bullet points to keep things visually pleasing and to make sure that your recipients read your emails and get what they need to out of it. So you can see them clicking on the bullet points. You can also do numbers. And another good way to highlight something that you put in your text is italicizing and bolding. Underlining doesn't often catch the eye as well, so bolding, italicizing, and making the text a little bit bigger can be helpful in this way. Going into those little dots up in the corner, there's some helpful tools, such as setting importance, so they'll show up with a little exclamation point if you set it to high importance, which can be good. Also showing some message options. You're able to have a delivery receipt and a read receipt on the emails that you send, and so when it gets delivered, you'll be sent an email, and when it gets read, you can also receive that email. This can be especially useful for high important emails that you need to know when they are seen by your recipients. Now moving into Outlook Calendar, we'll create a new event this can be helpful to make sure that your recipients are on the same page about when something is, and also just scheduling a time when you can all be free. So pressing new event, schedule an assistant, and if your folks you're emailing use Outlook Calendar, you can see when they are available. So as you can see, each person's schedule kind of fills up as they are busy, if they use their Outlook calendar. So it looks like some of these days and times won't work well. Maybe I don't want to do it 4:30, so I'm going to look for a different day. Looks like everyone's pretty free on September 1st. So we'll go ahead and enter the time, date, and going back to the settings of the event, you can see that you can choose to have the event repeated. So maybe you have a weekly meeting, you can have it repeat on the duration of the meeting or event, when you get reminders of when it is coming up, and what it will show on your calendar as, if it's you're away, busy, working elsewhere, etc. So you're going to name the event, location, and also you can even add a little note on what's going on, so when they click on it, they can see. Another cool feature is that you can request responses from your recipients. So sometimes you might just want to slap it on their calendar to remind them. Other times you might actually want to know if they're coming. And so in this case, I clicked that, and the recipients will have to click whether it's tentative that they're coming, if they accept the invitation, or if they unfortunately have to decline. Another useful tool is going to People on the top right and clicking Create Group. And so we'll create a group called Surprise Party and add all the relevant members. And this can be useful in if you're sending in a lot of emails to a specific group of people. You don't have to enter their names each and every time. And then when you click back on People, go to My Contacts. There they will be in a little group. You can just press the little mail button and go ahead and send them an email. And as you might have seen in this, another small trick or hint is keeping your inbox empty. So think of it like a physical inbox, that it's things that you haven't read and that you still have to address, and everything goes out into folders. And especially for student organizations, when multiple people are managing a certain email account, this way you're able to stay clear and making sure that things are being addressed and responded to. Thank you for tuning in to this uCast video about Outlook and its tips and tricks for student organizations. If you have any questions or concerns, contact Career and Leadership Development at the number listed, or the Student Involvement and Internship Office at the listed email, or UC 127.